Welcome back, guys, to Punters Playbook, where we punt, we punt, we punt. All right, I don't know where I was getting with that. I'm sick, guys. All right, I'm sick. It's a sick episode of Punters Playbook. All right, I've got the man flu. All right, I've got something. There's something wrong with me. I've got the good old rugby league man flu. Yeah. Look, it's round 11 of rugby league. All right, I'm sick. You're not going to get the most in-depth deep dive into Punters Playbook. Have I still delve into the weeds, all right? And got in your stats? Yes, all right? Have I still put out some really good multis this week? Yes, all right? Except the sickness has been talking to me a little bit, all right? So, we'll get into that. Before we dive into the rugby league and the UFC and the Ratters, I just want to say, guys, all right? State of Origin it's right around the corner. I think we're 2 weeks out. Whatever. All right. I have a dream. All right. I'd love to do a State of Origin live stream. I want to live stream the game. All right. I want to go to I want to go to the next level, and I want to live stream a game for you guys. And why not be Game 1 of State of Origin? So, in order to do that, guys, I need a little bit of help from the Fight Field Insights community. All right, I need you guys to just to subscribe. That's all you need to do. If you're watching this video, if you're a random viewer, all right, if you're one of the many views I see on the video, and it's subscribe. Just subscribe. Press the red button. All right, it's nice and easy, and you're going to help me out immensely, all right? All we need is 50 of you guys. 50 of you guys, and I can do this State of Origin live stream. So, all that being said, guys, please subscribe. But yeah, let's talk punting. Well, first of all, let's talk tipping, because, it's Tippers Playbook. That's how we start these, all right? We do the non-alcoholic version of Punters Playbook, all right? Quickly fly through, give you my picks, and kind of explain why. So, Newcastle versus Parramatta Eels. This is kind of a shitter game. This is kind of a shitter game, all right? For Friday night, we don't have a Thursday night game this week, but it's a Friday night game. It's Newcastle. Newcastle have looked so shit this year. All right, yes, they beat us, but that doesn't mean anything. And then Parramatta, okay, they had a heater against the Tigers, but they couldn't back it up against... who did they play last week? I don't know. They couldn't back it up in Magic Round. They couldn't back it up last week, right? So, look. I'm going to go Parramatta, all right? I'm going to go Parramatta. I truly think, as far as shitness goes, Newcastle are the shitter team. So I'm going to go Parramatta here. Zach Lomax is back. Moses is in. It's looking like a full-strength Parramatta side. So, yeah, give me Para. Doggies versus Roosters. Look, the consensus tipping man says pick the Bulldogs. They beat the Raiders last week. They've had one loss this season. Okay. And, they're probably right. They're probably right by picking the Bulldogs. But let me tell you something, okay? The Roosters show up for the games they're not meant to. Exhibit A, Penrith. Exhibit B, Broncos. Who's Exhibit C? Dragons, Anzac Day. I know what you're saying. It's Dragons, right? But it was the Anzac Day game. It was the first game on an Anzac Day. That's a huge game. What I'm trying to say is the Roosters turn up for these big games, for these big, top four, rah-rah games, okay? Give me the Sydney Roosters here, guys. I almost said the Bulldogs, because that's the sickness talking, right? I'm going with the Roosters here. I think the Roosters will upset the Bulldogs, guys. I could be wrong here, but the Roosters turn up against teams they're not meant to. And I think they're coming off a bye, so it's always good stuff. Dolphins, Warriors, I'll be live in attendance for this game, guys. Quick and easy. I'm going to go with the Wars, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins could mount a good offense, all right? They're a surprising team. They jump you, and all I'm saying is Warriors got to be careful, man. Warriors got to be careful. It's an insane call, all right? So, yeah, give me the Warriors. Cowboys, Manly. I am going to go with Manly to win this, all right? I picked Manly last week, they lost. Probably picked Manly the week before they had the bye and they lost, all right? Manly have eventually got to win. I'm going with Manly here, all right? I think this might be a bit of an origin game for the Turbos and the Daly Cherry Evans. This is an Origin game. This is a bit of to prove a point. Like, hey, this jersey does belong to me. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Manly here, guys. That's about it. Cronulla Sharks, Melbourne Storm. I'm gonna go Melbourne Storm here. All right. They gave the Tigers a out of this world humping. Brisbane Broncos versus the Dragons. Gonna go with the Broncos here. I think they need to get a win eventually, and why not against the Dragons? Canberra versus Gold Coast. I'm gonna go with the Raiders. They did play earlier in the season, but I think my great rugby league theory has come to an end, so I'm gonna go with the Raiders. And then the Rabbitohs versus the Tigers. This is a hard game to pick, guys. This actually is a really hard game to pick because I mean it's a pick 'em. I'm begging the Tigers don't just pump us. We don't deserve that. But I mean, we got Alex Johnson back. It's not a big one, but it's a bit of a morale boost. So yeah, I'm going to take the Rabbitohs. Hope it's my team. I can't not. And then New South Wales. Gotta go Queensland. Gotta go Queensland. No, I'm actually going to go with the New South Wales women's team. They just look better. And then that's all the other schmuck. But all that aside, we're going to get into stats. We're going to jump behind, look at the board after that. All right. The sickness is really it's having its way with me tonight, but I'm going to do as best as I can. All right. Kicking us off, Newcastle versus Parramatta. Stats. Newcastle has lost each of its last 10 matches after losing as a favourite. So, yeah. 5 of Newcastle's last 6 home matches have gone under the total match points line, so you maybe look to sprinkle a bit of unders on this, all right? Parramatta aren't the biggest try-scoring team. Mitchell Moses has scored at least 1 try in 3 of Parramatta's last 4 matches against Newcastle, so, sprinkle a Moses in there. Dylan Lucas has scored a try in each of his last 2 home appearances, and Junior Paulo has scored a try in each of Parramatta's last 2 matches against Newcastle. Some nice stats in there, a couple team-specific ones, which I really like. My multi, Junior Paulo anytime, Moses anytime, Parramatta, boom. Oh, the board! Oh, the board is gone! It's going to be a bad video if the board falls over. Alright. A double board fall over. This is, guys. There's a lot of signs. There's a lot of signs saying give up. And I might have to edit this out. This is a bad board fall over. No, I think we've stabilised it now. Something's going on, alright? It's in the weather. It's the sickness. It's the sickness. Guys, the board. The board doesn't want to be there tonight, right? If that falls again, I'm hanging the video up. Where was I? Doggies versus Roosters. I'm just going to glaze over that. The Roosters have lost each of their last 8 matches against a team that was on the top of the ladder. Each of their last 7 matches at a core stadium have gone under the total match points. And in Canterbury's last 3 matches, in its starting right second row, has scored a try. I don't know why I said that so retardedly, but that's Harry Hayes. So, and then Billy Smith has scored at least 1 try in 4 of his last 5 appearances with Sydney as an underdog. And then in each of Canterbury's last 3 matches, it's starting right second. Oh no, we've already said that one. Oh, that's all I got. Oh wow, that's all I got. I thought I had a Matt Burton one in there. Anyway. No Matt Burton one. My multi for this one, Harry Hayes anytime, Connor Tracy anytime, Billy Smith anytime. 3 try scorers, give it to me. Boom. Dolphins versus Wars. 4 of the Dolphins' last 5 home matches have gone under the total match points line. Simple, maybe look at unders. Warriors don't often score that much. It's probably a pretty good unders game, guys. The Dolphins have won the first half in each of their last 4 matches on a 9-day turnaround. So, what I'm looking at here with this one, because I'm actually going to dive into the weeds a little bit here on this stat, okay? What I said earlier in the Pickers Playbook, right? Tippers Playbook. The Dolphins jump teams, all right? And I could see the Dolphins jumping the Warriors and being up, 8-0 or whatever, and winning the first half. That's where I'm at with that. Luke Metcalf has scored at least one try in each of New Zealand's last 5 Australia matches. Matches in Australia. Kurt Capewell has scored a try in each of his last 2 previous appearances against the Dolphins. Herbie Farnworth has scored a try in each of the Dolphins' last 4 matches. So, few stats there. My multi, nice and simple. Curdy Capes anytime, Leka Halasema anytime, Warriors 1-12. Yes, okay, Leka Halasema has been blacklisted. Leka Halasema. He's been blacklisted 2 weeks in a row. This is coming up on the 3rd. I've had him to score a try and he hasn't. So the sane betting man says, don't bet on him. But as seen last week, okay, the week previous to last week, I took a Billy Kicks at Magic Round and he didn't score. So I said, you know what, I'm going to get back on the metaphorical pony, the Bronco, and I'm going to take a Billy Kick. Because chase the ones you lose. Okay, that's it. Kill the video. The board's going to come and actually sit right here with me. I'm going to babysit the board for you guys, all right? No, I'm not going to do that. But the board has to work its shit out because the board it's going to be the fucking death of me. All right, you just get a close-up of the board for tonight. We're cutting out on the Fighting Field logo. Where was I? Yeah, so I'm going to get up on a Leka Halasema this week because 2 weeks I lose him. The 3rd I'll get him. The 3rd will catch a Leka Halasema. And then Curdy Capes anytime because the sickness is talking to me. Okay, we took a Curdy Capes. Maybe we didn't take a Curdy Capes last week. Regardless, right, the sickness is talking to me. The sickness wants a Curdy Capes. So we're taking a Curdy Capes and then last 1-12. I think it'll be a tight game. Cows versus the Birds. Stats. Manly has won each of its last 5 away matches against North Queensland. I like that. I likey. Cowboys have scored 11 to 20 points in 7 of their last 8 matches against Manly. In each of North Queensland's last 4 matches, its starting second row has scored at least 1 try. That's Jeremiah Nanai, who is in some decent rugby league form. Daly Cherry Evans has scored a try in each of Manly's last 3 interstate matches, and Tom Trbojevic has scored at least 1 try in 4 of his last 5 interstate appearances. Okay, so I'm calling this the Manly face bet, right? Because they're the face of Manly. So I'm taking Turbs anytime, and I'm taking Ches anytime, right? And Manly 13 plus. Whoa, you think Manly are going to put 13 plus on the Cowboys? Yeah, I do. Okay. All right, the Cowboys had the highest of highs against Penrith last week. And if there's one team who can just jump you, right, and make all that hope and joy turn to dust in your mouth, turn to ash in your mouth, all right, it's Manly. So I'm going Manly 13 plus, all right. Suck it. Cronulla versus Melbourne. The underdog has won each of the last 4 matches between Cronulla and Melbourne at the Sharks Stadium, so that's pointing towards the Sharks. Melbourne has won the first half in 8 of their last 9 matches. Cameron Munster or Jerome Hughes have scored a try in each of their last 4 appearances together against Cronulla. And then Aiden Fanua-Blake, or AFB, some would say, has scored a try in each of Cronulla's last 2 matches as an underdog. So, multi for this one. I'm going money anytime, I'm going AFB anytime, and I'm going Melbourne Storm to win the first half. Pretty simple one, guys. We're not overplaying our hand there. Broncos versus Dragons. We're into Sunday, I believe, here. St. George Illawarra has lost each of its last 7 interstate day matches. Each of Brisbane's last 6 home matches against St. George Illawarra have gone over the total match point line. And Brisbane has won the first half in each of their last 18 matches as a home favourite after losing as a favourite. Boom. My multi, alright, this may be the full sickness. The sickness is in full swing tonight. So this may be the sickness talking, alright, but I'm going overs, sewer anytime, and I'm gonna go for a Stags anytime. We're getting back on the horse tonight. Tonight's Punters Playbook is me getting back on the punting horse. Alright? It's getting back on the prop horse. Alright? I'm going back for a sewer. Oh, sewer doesn't play prop. Anyway. I'm going back for a sewer. I'm jumping back on the sewer horse. Alright? I'm jumping back on the Leka Halasema horse. And I'm trying to chase my losses here. I believe Jaden Sewer He had it in the palm of his hand. All he needed to do was put it down. And you might be saying, well, I don't think he's going to get it done against Brisbane Broncos, all right? Havili, heard of him, right? Pumbaa dives straight over the line last week. Here comes the money, you know what I mean? You know, Brisbane aren't Titans anymore. It's what we've got to realise. So give me a Sewer and give me a Stags and give me an Overs, boy. Boy. The sickness is in full swing. The sickness is going to make my betting account the thickness. Right? I'll refrain from ever saying that again. Titans versus Raiders. Canberra has won 10 of their last 11 matches against Gold Coast. Each of Canberra's last 4 matches as a favourite have gone over the total match points line. Gold Coast have failed to cover the line in each of their last 4 matches when playing with a rest advantage. Boom. I don't even have a multi for this one, guys. Oh my god, we're about to do a little bit of a... I didn't do a multi for this one. This is honestly just flown under my radar. We're going to do a bit of a interactive experience here, and I am going to do one live in the flesh. So, who do we think's going to score? Matty Nicholson's out. I think give me a Huddy, all right? He scored, I think, a double against Titans last time. Give me a Huddy. Give me a Huddy for another double. We're going double Huddy. Ooh. Give me Huddy for a hat trick. I want a Huddy hat trick. Canberra 13 plus. And Jojo Fafita anytime. Boom. That's my multi. Lock that one in, guys. That's an exclusive. That's a Fight and Field Insights exclusive. We don't do that very often, right? We don't do live interactive multis. And then the Bunnies Tigers game, I'm going unders. Oh, I don't know. Stats, fuck. I'm all over the place. It's the sickness. South Sydney has lost 8 of their last 9 matches. 9 away matches, sorry. 8 of their last 9 away matches. Each of South Sydney's last 10 matches have gone under the total match point line, and the West Tigers have covered the line in each of their last 7 home matches against South Sydney. So yeah. It's probably going to be unders. It's probably going to be Tigers. I don't know. But I'm going unders and I'm going Sean Keppie anytime. It's the sickness, all right? The sickness is telling me to put the money on the Sean Kepster, all right? He scored before. He scored before this season, all right? I reckon he wants to score against the Tigers. I reckon he's fiending to score against the Tigers. That's all of them, guys. That's all of them. So we're going to quickly slide on over the board. I don't have a multi for women's NRL, so sorry about that one. State of Origin, rather. The board's a quick one too this week, guys. We've got a quick board this week because there's not much going on. Cash cows, Para, Dolphins, Manly, Sharks. They were the only cash cows. All right, there might be some evenly made matches this week, and there might be some, yeah. For the UFC, I've only got Sadiq Youssef as a cash cow, and he's only $2.02. All right, this week's UFC card's poo, so we're not going to talk too much UFC. If you want the UFC deep dive, all right, watch Fight IQ. Say that every week. The locks for this week: Melbourne Storm $1.60, Raiders $1.55, $1.33, Doggies $1.38, and Broncos $1.30. Probably should have mentioned Paris $2.15, Fiends $2, Manly $2.25, and Sharkies $2.55. So it's a bit of value in them ones. But yeah, Storm, Raiders, Doggies, Broncos, they're pretty common in the lock spot. All right, we know they're there pretty often. For the UFC, I got Morales and Belladio, $1.22 and $1.14. So if you don't know their names, you don't know who they are, all right, you don't watch the UFC. Main event guy, co-main event guy. Long shots, Dragons, Titans, Chooks. $3.10 for the Chooks, who I am picking, I think is great odds. It's great odds. Titans, $3.35. I think it's not going to happen. And then $3.50 for the Dragons. We know the Dragons bring teams down to their level. I think the Dragons at $3.50 is great money. And then for the UFC, long shots, Gilbert Burns at $5.60 and Paul Craig at $4.50. That's great odds. That's great UFC odds. But as I said, the cash cows, locks, long shots boxes are very empty this week, as you can see. They're usually down here. It's poo this week. Poo betting. Somewhat poo betting. On to try time. I don't want to seem like I'm racing through this, but I am because I'm sick and I don't want to be here. Try time. We pick a player from each team, 2 players from each game. Riley Smith from Parramatta. There's a lot of sickness on this board. I'll just say that right now. I was sick writing this board. All right. There's a lot of sickness on here. So, yeah. Riley Smith. Rayleigh Smith. However you say his name. All right. Number 9. Parramatta Eels. And that. $7. $7. $7 for a guy who looks keen to score tries. Like, he was chipping and chasing last week. And then especially against Newcastle. $7? Just put the money in my account already. He's going to be a money line bet. All right. Fletchy Sharp, $2.60. Scores tries. You know, go. That's just a given. Robert Toyer. Robbie Toys, as I like to call him. I'm going to set that up there because I'm sick of holding it. I'm just going to point it on. Robbie Toys, $4.20. For a guy who scored, what, a double at Magic Round? I think there's a possibility he scores again. I think there's a great possibility he scores again, all right? $2.20 for an Isarko. Didn't see much doing in the Dolphins, so I just thought jumping on a Zark. Slim Lecker. Halasema, Slim Hecker. Slim Lecker, rather. $4.20. Me likey, all right? As I've been saying, getting back on the horse in that. Chasing your losses in that. Drinko. We're going for a Drinkwater. I think Drinkwater's made his appearance on this board 3 or 4 times. $2.30. $2.80, sorry. That's good odds. Fallback in that. Cooler, $2.35. Scored a double last week. I want every single cent of that. Grant Oando, $3.45. Melbourne Storm. Scores tries. We know he scores tries. And then Nikura for Coronel. Oh my god. The sickness has gotten to my brain. It's all in me. Pause. $3.45 for Nikura. We know he scores tries. Tony Staggs, $2.65. I like it. The other half of my my sickness bet, Sewer, $5.20. Welcome to the board, bro. Hardy, $2.35. Brimo, $3.70. Brimo scores tries in that. Saved the game last week for him. Kemi Graham, $2.85 for South Sydney. And then Jerome Buller at $2.55. So that's try time. That's all the try scorers I think who are paying good money who are going to score. I only give you the best insights, all right? So you could probably trust for a fact Joe and Sewer and Riley Smith are going to score. But don't listen to the professional, right? You go your own way. No, I'm just joking. No, this is it. This is the board. We've covered the board really quickly. You're probably wondering, oh no, whoa, where's the cheeky little pony? Guys, guess what? I'm not a superhero. You know, newsflash, I'm not a superhero, okay? Sometimes I get sick. I'm sick. You know, you think I wanted to research horse? You think I just randomly pick these horses, right? You think I randomly just pick these horses off a betting app? No, I do my research into these horses, all right? And no, I don't know if Need Some Luck won last week because I didn't even bet on it. All right, I'm a person. I had priorities on Saturday, and I didn't even get a chance to see if he raced, to see if he won. All right, so if anyone put the bet on, let me know how he went. But we don't have a cheeky little pony this week, guys. I'm sorry. I'm human. I get sick. I need to rest. Right? You know what I'm doing after this? Editing and all of that. But then I'm going to bed. So yeah, no cheeky little pony, only footy and a little bit of UFC. I don't think I have anything else to touch on. I think that's it. I think we've done Fight Field Insights Punters Playbook for the week. Nice, quick and easy one for you guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully you make some money out of this week. I know there's some long shot multis in there, some long shot crazy bets, but don't blame me, blame the sickness. Thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, Jai Gray, come on the show if you want. I don't mind. I'm sick and that. And yeah, have a good weekend. Deuces.